A bedtime story from the Lead Hills Mining Bears. Mr. Symington's Steamboat. Way up high, in Scotland's hillside, was a village full of bears. Although quite cute, they worked the mines and made inventions there. It was early one spring morning. Mr. Moffat woke up with a fright. He looked outside and saw it was just starting to get light. But what was all that racket coming from the house next door? He tried to find his slippers. They were somewhere on the floor. He knocked upon his neighbour's door and asked, "What have you done? I'm hearing all this banging, and it's really not much fun." Bears are really quiet, though some act like little boys. Mr. Symington, you must apologise for making so much noise. "I'm working on an engine," said Mr. Symington to him. "I'm so sorry. Did I wake you? Oh, how thoughtless. I'm so dim. I only came to check on you. With all that racket, my belief was that you may have hurt yourself," said Mr. Moffat with relief. "I'm inventing a steam engine that I think may power a boat. Then I'll set it on the water and we'll see if it can float." Mr. Moffat shook his head a lot. "Good gracious, that's a task. But now you'll have to build a boat. And who would help, I ask?" "Lord Dundas has lots of dough. I'll go give him a try." Mr. Symington put on his hat and waved his friend goodbye. When Grandpa Sam had heard the news, he said he shouldn't risk it. For daft ideas he's had a few, but this one takes the biscuit. The engine will be heavy, and the boat will never sail. She'll sink below the water. His plan is set to fail. But Lord Dundas saw promise in a boat that's powered by steam. He said, "I'll help you build it. We'll make a right good team." The village watched in wonder as the men began to build. Grandpa Sam voiced his concern, convinced they'd all be killed. "A boat is made of wood, you know, and an engine powered by steam. I'm sure that it will catch on fire. That's a nightmare, not a dream." And Mr. Ramsay, he's the poet, got his pen and noted it all down. "We'll keep this for posterity and for all those folks in town." The bears all waited patiently to see a boat built in this mode. They didn't hold out hope for her. They thought she would explode. And finally work was finished on this boat that now had fame, and time had come to christen her. But what would be her name? Dalswinton Loch was very still as they set her on the water. we'll commemorate the Lord Dundas, and name her like his daughter. They waited as the engine turned. There were no bangs or fires to see. Then, goodness gracious, off she went, as slowly she slipped free. Grandpa Sam looked on amazed. At her hull it hadn't torn, and the world's first steam-powered vessel, our Charlotte Dundas, was born. "Dear Lord," said Mr. Aitchison, "I can't believe she didn't sink. But I wouldn't want to be on board, and still maybe end up in the drink." Mrs. Sorby was an artist, and she painted on like mad. She had to get a picture, and it's the only chance she'd had. She sailed along so gracefully, the bears all waved her by. Mr. Symington stood proud and thought, what next? Prove pigs can fly? Now there's a place called Google, and if you key in Charlotte's name, you'll see the ship, hand built by bears, and how she got her fame. As all the bears now trundled home, discussing what they'd seen, how awe-inspiring Charlotte was, just like a Cunard queen. The curfew bell now tolled to say, it's bedtime for each bear, and as the cottage lamps went out, you couldn't see a village there.